Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Lighted Field for tonight's game between the Churchill Chargers and your Garden City Cougars. Here now, the official starting lineups for tonight's game. First for the Churchill Chargers, coached by Abe Vinitsky. Leading off and playing right field, number 4, Caitlin Tucker. Batting second, the center fielder, number 5, Emma Thompson. Hitting third and pitching, number 10, Paige Proudlock. Batting fourth and catching, number 8, Melanie Targos. Hitting fifth, the second baseman, number 18, Sydney Kendall. Batting sixth and playing shortstop, number 23, Anna Battigan. Hitting seventh and playing third base, number 13, Mia Cousino. Batting eighth and playing left field, number 30, Jodie Spielman. And batting ninth and playing first base, number 22, Isabel Nostrand. And now the starting lineup for your Garden City Cougars. Leading off and pitching, number 3, Natalie Lynn. Batting second, the shortstop, number 5, Megan Ladishik. Hitting third and playing center field, number 7, Skylar Brody. Hitting cleanup, the second baseman, number 15, Stephanie Arnold. Batting fifth and playing third base, number 12, Amia Sykes. Hitting sixth in right field, number 13, Ava Tank. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 2, Katie Clendenning. Batting eighth, number 16, Jackie Antonchak. And batting ninth, number 11, Kaylee Kroll. Your Cougars are coached by Hall of Fame coach Barry Patterson. At this time, would you all please rise? Gentlemen, please remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Edition Sports presents from Garden City High School in Garden City, Michigan, Cougar softball. Tonight, the Garden City Cougars take on the Livonia Churchill Chargers. Hi, everybody. This is Dan York bringing you our third game in 2 days of a Cougar softball. A big doubleheader win for the Cougars yesterday against the Crestwood Chargers. A couple of shutouts for the Garden City Cougars, raising their record to 5-0 in their conference and 8-6 overall. Tonight they take on Livonia Churchill in a annual tradition as Garden City takes on all 3 of the Livonia schools normally. Churchill normally comes here. And a night game here at Garden City High School, which is a big deal for the kids. Churchill is 6-5. They are coached by Abe Vinitsky. Barry Patterson, of course, the Hall of Fame coach of your Garden City Cougars. On the bump tonight for Garden City will be Natalie Lynn. She has 36 strikeouts on the season for the Cougars in 33 innings pitched. She did not pitch in the doubleheader yesterday, as Coach Patterson elected to go with some other arms, including Stephanie Arnold, who had an amazing night in the doubleheader with 13 strikeouts against the Crestwood Chargers. A beautiful night, especially compared to yesterday. Still a little below average with temperatures in the lower 50s, but it's about 15 degrees warmer than it was for the doubleheader yesterday. Let's quickly take a look at the starting lineup for Churchill. Tucker will lead it off. Thompson will bat second. Proudlock, the pitcher, will bat 10th. Targos will hit cleanup. Kendall at second base. Number 6 hitter is Battigan. Cousineau bats 7th. Spielman bats 8th. And Norstrand, the first baseman, bats 9th. No flex player, no designated player for either team. So we're about ready to get things underway here at Garden City High School. Again, on a beautiful sunny night. The wind not blowing at all. A very nice crowd of parents, fans, and other spectators here. Happy you are here with us on Omnivision Sports and GCTV for this night game tonight here at Lighted Field. Here's the rock and the pitch, and there's a swing and a miss by Caitlin Tucker. Tucker comes into this one batting .536 with an OPS of 1415. The Churchill Chargers have some rather gaudy offensive numbers, as this one is popped foul. They'll go out of play behind home plate. So 0-2 on Tucker. Again, Natalie Lynn with 36 strikeouts on the season leads Stephanie Arnold, who, even though had 13 last night, still trails her by a couple. So here's the 0-2 pitch from Natalie Lynn. Strike 3 on the outside corner. There's one up and one away here in the first inning. That'll bring up Emma Thompson. She is the center fielder for the Chargers, batting .320. The right-hand hitter forward in the box. Here's the rock and the pitch. This one is popped up, and it'll go out of play on the first base side. See how close it came to our production truck. Big thanks, as we always do, to all of our volunteers. Just amazing, the folks that come out and help us. Our part-timers, our interns, and our volunteers. Softball, baseball, very difficult to do, as you see the swing and a miss there by Thompson. And our guys do an amazing job with it. 0-2 count on Thompson. Just missed outside. There you see the right-hander Natalie Lynn. She was all district last year. There's a ground ball foul down the third base side. Spotting the defense for Garden City, by the way. Kroll's in left, Brody in center, Tank in right. Sykes at third, Ladishik at short, Arnold at second base, and Tonchik at first. Clendenning behind the plate, and Natalie Lynn in the circle for Garden City on a fantastic night for softball. Here's the rock and the pitch. Inside corner. Home plate umpire wanted to give her that one, but didn't make the call. At least he flinched. The rock and the pitch. And she checks her swing. Barry Patterson wants the appeal. Home plate umpire asks for the appeal, and he does not. Barry Patterson doesn't get the result he wants. Coach Patterson convinced that was a swing and a miss. That one's fouled off at home plate. So 2 balls and 2 strikes on Thompson. Proudlock on deck. Scoreboard says 3-2. Let's see. I'm not sure. Swing and a miss. So 2 up, 2 down, both via strikeout. And that'll bring up Paige Proudlock. Proudlock batting a gaudy .591 with 3 home runs. Her OPS is 1927, which is about double what a great OPS is in the majors. Churchill decked out in their traditional red and black. Garden City, of course, in orange and blue. Here's one ripped into the outfield for a base hit. Actually, the shortstop comes up with it, but she won't be able to make the play. Ledishik went into the hole, had no chance to get Proudlock at first base. I thought that one was actually going to get through. It died in the infield. So that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Melanie Targos. Targos batting .520 this season, also with an obscene OPS of 1436. It might be so warm I can turn the heater off in an ounce house. So the runner on first base is Proudlock. 2 down. And there's a strike right down the middle. It's a beautiful night for softball. Targos, the catcher on this Charger team. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Missed outside. Lynn tried to get her to chase. You don't always want to throw a strike. Sometimes you want to make the hitter get herself out. Swing and a miss. Natalie Lynn strikes out the side. And other than the single from Proudlock, nothing across for the Churchill Chargers. We go to the bottom of the first. No score here at Lighted Field. Again, just a phenomenal night here at Lighted as the sun sets on Lighted Field. 7 o'clock start. The two teams' JVs faced off just before this one. Garden City's JV, this was the first game they've been able to get in this year because their conference doesn't have JV softball, so they tried to cobble together a schedule, and this was their first actual competition game. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for your Garden City Cougars, and coached by Barry Patterson. Leading off and playing pitcher, Natalie Lynn. The shortstop and batting second is Megan Ledishik. Skylar Brody, who had some nice innings on the mound last night for Garden City, will bat third and play center field. Stephanie Arnold's your second baseman. Batting fifth is Amia Sykes at third. The right fielder is Ava Tank. Cadence Clendenning will catch, as she already has. First base batting eighth is Antonchek, and the 9-hitter is Kaylee Kroll for Garden City in left field, and they will face the likes of Paige Proudlock. Proudlock, a right-handed pitcher. Let's take a look at the defense for the visiting Churchill Chargers. Spielman, Thompson, and Tucker in the outfield. The infield is Cousino at third, Badigan at short, Kendall at second, Norstrand at first. Proudlock is in the circle, and Targos the catcher for the Churchill Chargers. So Garden City, again, undefeated in their conference, 8-6 overall. The Western Wayne Athletic Conference, not a strong softball conference by any means. So the 5-0 record by Garden City slightly inflated based on the competition they face. So leading off for Garden City will be Natalie Lynn. Natalie Lynn was 5 for 5 in the doubleheader and on base more times than that. I believe she scored 6 or 7 runs in the 2 games. So she was on base constantly for Garden City. Lynn, the right-hander, who batted over 500 last year for the Cougars, facing Proudlock, and there's a ball up high. Infield, outfield, pretty much straight up. Fence right about 200 feet away here at Garden City High School, and there's a strike on the outside corner. Forever on this field, the outfield fence was 300-plus feet away because it was also men's softball diamond. But it's been reconfigured as it should have been for softball for the girls' team. And this perennial powerhouse that the Garden City Cougars are finally have a field fitting for the quality of the program they have as Natalie Lynn takes a look at a ball. So 3 balls and a strike on Natalie Lynn. Ledishik will bat next. Proudlock rocks and pitches, and this one's fouled off right at home plate. No, I did not flinch. Thanks for asking. 51 degrees at game time. It was about 40 degrees at game time yesterday, but the wind chill or the real feel or whatever you want to call it was in the low 30s the entire night yesterday or the entire afternoon. Here's a ground ball through the hole at shortstop for a base hit. Kendall couldn't catch up with it, so Lynn at first base with a leadoff hit, and that'll bring up Ledishik. Ledishik batting .324 on the season. Brody on deck. Ledishik, the starting shortstop for Garden City. And she looks at a ball up high. There's a ball up high from Proudlock as she kind of rings her arm around like she didn't like the grip she got on that one. She grabs some dirt in the circle area to try to get a better grip on the softball. She just missed on the outside corner with that one, 3-0. Wasn't a bad pitch from Proudlock there, but after throwing 2 consecutive balls, she didn't get the call from the home plate umpire. There's one inside, so Garden City gets their 2 leadoff hitters on with a single and a walk, and that'll bring up Skylar Brody. Brody had 4 hits last night for the Cougars in the 2 games. Batting .440 on the season with 19 total bases. The runner on second you see in your screen is Lynn, and there's ball 1 to Skylar Brody. Squares to bunt. Does not offer, 2-0. Brody, who bats left-handed but throws right-handed. That one is off the handle, and they will be handled by the shortstop, Abadigan. So that's the first out of the inning for Garden City, and that'll bring up Stephanie Arnold. Stephanie Arnold with a big day yesterday. She had 4 hits as well as 13 strikeouts pitching in that first game. And she looks at one outside and high from Proudlock, who is frustrated with herself. Kind of wrapped her glove in disgust when she got the ball back. Just missed on the outside corner. Arnold, the second baseman for Garden City, fouls one off at home plate. Garden City definitely getting their cuts against Proudlock here. She throws strikes. There's a ground ball to the shortstop. She'll flip to third, and she will get Natalie Lynn. So Badigan, with a heads-up play, flips it to third base for the second out of the inning. Arnold will be safe at first on a fielder's choice, and that'll bring up Amia Sykes. Mia did not play last night. She's batting .500 on the season, and she looks at a strike on the outside corner. So the runner now on second base is Ledishik. The runner on first base is Arnold. Garden City, as you see strike 2 there, would like to get one on the scoreboard here in the first inning. There you see Arnold safe on a fielder's choice at first base. The rock in the pitch. On the changeup, Sykes followed it in, but wisely laid off. This one is hit fouled on the first base line. So 1-2 on Amia Sykes. Sykes, a junior, also plays basketball for Garden City High School. Here's the pitch. Up high. Count is even at 2-2. Outfield deep. Here's a ground ball that might get through the middle. It does. It should score the run. Ledishik turns the bag at third. She comes home as the throw is cut off. And Garden City is on the board. Sykes with an RBI single. And Garden City leads it 1-0. Let's see that RBI single. Out of the reach of the shortstop. And brings home Ledishik. And Garden City with a 1-0 lead. That'll bring up Ava Tank. Tank gets out of the way of that one. She had 3 hits in the doubleheader yesterday. She's batting .345. She has double-digit RBIs with 12. This one is fouled down the line at first base. Proudlock with the rock and the pitch. Down low. Runner going. Throw down to third base is not in time. The throw was in time. But it looks like Stephanie Arnold got under the tag. I was screened by the umpire and the catcher. You know, TV 101, you're supposed to watch the monitor, but I never do that. So Tank with 2 ducks on the pond. That one is fouled off. So Garden City with the chance to do some damage here with 2 down in the bottom of the first inning. Tank looked at one outside. Nice pitch, but just missed. Here's the rock in the pitch. Ground ball back to the pitcher. She'll flip it over to first base, and the side is retired. So Garden City picks up 1 run in the inning. 1 run on 2 hits. Let's watch that play by Proudlock again. So Garden City dents the plate first, and they lead it 1-0. So second inning for Churchill will be Kendall, Badigan, and Cousineau, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. For the Chargers, they trail it 1-0. Natalie Lynn struck out the side in the first inning. Other than a single by the Chargers, that was all the damage. Scott Shaw, umpire behind home plate tonight. Steve Patterson, the umpire at first base. Scott, a Garden City grad. I know he played basketball, and I think he played baseball. I should know that. But it was a long time ago. There's a swing and a miss by Kendall. Kendall batting .520 this season. Also with an obscene OPS of 1,400. Churchill competes in the Kensington Lakes Conference. As you see, that one fouled away, 0-2. The left-handed hitting second baseman facing Natalie Lynn. Outside, 1-2. Because of the location of home plate here, it's actually tricky for the catcher and the hitter because the sun sets into their eyes. And there's a swing and a miss at a high fastball by Sydney Kendall. So 4 strikeouts for Natalie Lynn, and that'll bring up Anna Badigan. So far the temperature, though, holding up. There's one up high as the catcher for Garden City tries to frame it up. That's Clendenning. The rock in the pitch. That one is fouled off down the first base line. Way out of play. We're at the corner of Hartel and Maplewood. On the far southeast corner of the property of the Garden City High School. There you go. Here's a fly ball hit into the deep part of the outfield off the wall. The right fielder picks it up, fires it into the infield, and that's a stand-up double for Anna Badigan. Badigan got all of that. One hop right into the fence, and that'll bring up Cousineau. So Cousineau, a .444 hitter with 12 RBIs. He's got an RBI chance with a runner on second base. That's up high. 1-0. Coach Patterson barking out commands to his defense. Squares to bunt. And not going to third was Badigan. The rock and the pitch. Squares to butt, pulls back. And Natalie Lynn now has run it up to 3-0. So Lynn steps off, tries to get her composure. And that is a strike that may have been foul tipped by Cousineau. The 3-1 pitch. That one is hit into the outfield. And a nice job by Tank to haul it in. The runner will tag and go to third. So Tank with a nice fly ball out. Badigan advances to third, and that'll bring up Spielman. So Natalie Lynn hoping to come out of this without giving up a run. Spielman batting .381 on the season. There's a strike right down the middle for Natalie Lynn. Tank was positioned perfectly for that fly ball to right. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Lynn gloves it, flips it over to first base in time. And no damage done by the Chargers. They get a double, but that's all. One runner left on base for the Chargers. They trail 1-0 as we head now to the bottom of the second inning here at Lighted Field. Hey, folks, as always, we may do it to death, but they keep feeding us. Sports Venue, our friends right across the street at Maplewood and Middlebelt, the official food services provider for Omnidition Sports and GCTV. And they provided us pizza for our interns, volunteers, and part-timers tonight. They are a great place to go, whether it's for dinner or drinks. They are great to Garden City charities and Garden City organizations, and they have supported this community from the very first day they opened up. Sports Venue, our thanks to Lori, Matt, Sarah, Kelly, everybody over there at the corner of Maplewood and Middlebelt. Give them a call at 525-3134, 525-3134. So for Garden City, it'll be Clendenning, Antonchik, and Kroll. The 7, 8, and 9 hitters for Garden City, as you see that great shot from behind home plate right through the screen. Clendenning batting .280 on the season. Actually, I need to figure out what just happened here. Unless we have a number change. I have got her as number 2. So there's one away. That is Clendenning. We have a discrepancy between the lineup and the roster. And that'll bring up Jackie Antonchik, the first baseman. Antonchik batting .600 on the season. She had 3 hits in the doubleheader yesterday. Cougars lead it 1-0, bottom 2 here at Garden City High School. Dan York with you here on Omnivision Sports and GCTV as Antonchik looks at ball 2. There's a strike called by Scott Shaw, the home plate umpire. Wind blowing from left to right. A little bit of a breeze now is kicked up. Swing and a miss by Antonchik. But the wind was blowing from right to left and in towards home plate yesterday as you look at Barry Patterson. Just a hard, gusty wind yesterday. Here's a fly ball hit into the outfield. The right fielder gets a bad jump on it, and it's gone. Jackie Antonchik hits it out. The first home run we've seen here in a couple of days. And Garden City takes a 2-0 lead. Jackie Antonchik hits her 3rd home run of the season. Her 7th RBI. I did not think that one was going to carry the fence. I was watching the outfielder. Let's see it again. The outfielder turned on it like she might have had a shot, but she did not. So a 2-0 lead now for the Cougars. That brings up Kaylee Kroll. Kaylee had 4 hits last night. Swings and a miss at an off-speed pitch. Rocking the pitch. Swing and a miss. Kroll late on that one. She strikes out. There's 2 away, and that'll bring up the top of the order, Natalie Lynn. There you see some of the fans gathered for this one. Still bundled up a little bit. It's a little chilly tonight. A little below average, but much nicer than it's been the last couple of days. And there's one up high on Natalie Lynn. Proudlock pitches. That one goes right to the screen. So 2-0 on Lynn. Lidicek on deck. Lynn had a single her first time up, but was forced at third base. And she looked at a strike, so 2 balls and a strike. And Lynn, in her last 6 at-bats, officially is 6 for 6, including a couple of walks and a hit by a pitch thrown in there. Rocking the pitch. There's strike 2. Lynn looks down to Coach Barry Patterson for the sign, but with 2 away on nobody on, the signal is quite clear. It's swing away. And she does. Hits the ball in the center field, or hits the ball to shortstop, rather. And the shortstop Badigan puts it away, and the side is retired. So the Cougars score again. A home run by Jackie Antonchik gives them a 2-0 lead over the Churchill Chargers here at Garden City High School. For Churchill in the 3rd inning, it'll be Nostrand, Tucker, and Thompson, 9-1 and 2 for Churchill. It's a little ways off, but we want to remind you that Community Shred Day is coming up at Garden City City Hall. The event that normally is held a little bit earlier than this, but it's June 4th this year from 10 a.m. to 1 o'clock. It's held at Garden City City Hall. You can bring your papers that you want to have destroyed, that personal papers or important stuff that you want to have shredded. You can have 5 paper bags or 5 bankers boxes and bring them up to City Hall between 1 and 12:45 on Saturday, June 4th, and you can see them actually shred right in front of you. They'll also have the home food pantry donations, and you can also dispose of old drugs, prescriptions that you want to get rid of, that you want to just flush down the toilet or throw away, and so you can get rid of those also there, and they'll be disposed of properly. That comes up on June 4th at Garden City City Hall. So No Strant, the batter. She's a 400 hitter on the season. She looks at ball one. As we're top three here at Garden City High School, this one has popped into the outfield. The left fielder, Kroll, goes back on it. Ooh, she had a little trouble with it, but she hauled it in. And there's one up and one away. A little bit of a breeze may have played a factor in that one. As I look out on the hill beyond center field, we've got some folks out there watching the game tonight. There you see Caitlin, the trainer, who is also running the scoreboard for tonight's game. This one is ripped into the outfield, and it goes over the head of Tank. Tank will chase it down to the warning track. This is Tucker. Tucker turns the bag at second. Here's a throw to third. It will not be in time. It'll be cut off. And a triple for Caitlin Tucker. Tank had a bad jump on that one, or a bad read on that one. I don't think she had a chance anyways. Ball was hit over her head pretty hard. And it was cut off by the shortstop, and a slide by Tucker into third base. And a one-out triple for the Chargers. Squaring to bunt was Emma Thompson. She commits, and it's 0-1. Thompson struck out her first time up. Lynn struck out the side in the first. Rocking the pitch. Squared to bunt. It is not a suicide squeeze. Lynn looks the runner back, and still Tucker scores. So Lynn looked the runner back, did pretty much all she could do on that. As soon as she threw it to first base, the runner took off from third. So there's two away, and that'll bring up Proudlock. Yeah, Lynn really didn't do anything wrong there. She checked the runner back, threw it hard and quick to first, but then Tucker broke from third base. And there's a strike against Paige Proudlock. Proudlock had a single in the first inning. Two-one, Cougars on top. Lynn ready to go, but she's waiting for the catcher to get the sign. There's a swing and a miss by Proudlock. 0-2 on the pitcher. Here you see a really cool shot of Natalie Lynn and Garden City's shortstop Ladishik. Here's the rock in the pitch. That's up high, couldn't get her to chase. 1-2. Starting to cool off a little bit here, but still very comfortable. Late April day. Just missed a little high. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Proudlock. Targos on deck. Should Proudlock be able to get on? She looks at strike 3 right at the knees. Tough pitch to hit, and a very nice pitch by Natalie Lynn. That gives Lynn 5 strikeouts on the day. So for the Chargers, 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors in the inning. They left nobody on base, and it's 2-1. Cougars on top as we head to the bottom of the third. So for Garden City in the inning, it'll be Ladishik, Brody, and Arnold, 2, 3, and 4 to get things started off as they try to put together some more offense against Paige Proudlock. As the Garden City players who are on the bench running wind sprints in between innings. I think that originates, A, from when it's so cold, and B, just to give them, make sure they're stretched and ready to go in the event that they're needed. Two-one, Cougars on top, bottom 3 here at Garden City High School. Ledishik with a walk and a run scored in the first. A .324 hitter. The rock in the pitch. There's a strike. Right down Main Street. Ledishik playing shortstop in this one. Natalie Lynn played shortstop for both games of the doubleheader yesterday. I think she got subbed out towards the end of the second game. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's her ground ball to the shortstop. She picks it up, flips across the infield, but the first baseman has trouble with it. Ledishik will head to second base, so she'll get a single and advance to second on the error. And that'll bring up Skylar Brody. Brody popped up to shortstop in the first. So Garden City with a runner on second base and nobody out. There's a bunt that will roll foul. Wisely allowed to roll foul. Otherwise, that would have been trouble for the Chargers. Left-handed hitting Skylar Brody. And she looks at a ball, 1-1. Mentioned earlier, Brody with 4 hits yesterday. She was the starting pitcher in the second game. Actually came out for a freshman as she thought about bunting that one, but ran forward into the box. I believe it was Vermilly that finished the game yesterday. She does bunt that one, and it also rolls foul. So Brody now with a 2-2 count, not likely to square around this time. Barry Patterson puts on the hit sign. Not a real surprise. Here's the pitch. Popped up, foul. Third baseman chases, but it'll go out of play. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes on Brody. Stephanie Arnold on deck. Cougars lead it 2-1. Bottom 3 here at Lighted. Broadlock rocks and pitches. Down low. So Brody works it to a 3-2 count. The rock and the pitch. Ground ball to the second baseman. Gets under his glove, or under her glove for a base hit. That will score Ledishik from second base. And it's an RBI single for Brody. And Garden City back to a 2-run lead, 3-1. Let's watch it again. Ground ball that just got beyond the outstretched glove of Kendall. And even though the center fielder had trouble with it, Ledishik was going to score anyways. And that'll bring up Arnold. Safe on a fielder's choice, got as far as third base in the first inning. She looks at one in the dirt for ball 1. Scoreboard was not working here yesterday. It is working here today, and that makes my life so much better. The umpire behind home plate yesterday. You see this one crushed into the outfield. It's up against the wall. Brody comes around third. She's going to hold. And a stand-up double for Stephanie Arnold. She just crushed that. Brody checks in at third. Garden City kicking up their heels with nobody out, and that'll bring up Mia Sykes. Let's watch this one. That was just a rope. And one hop against the outfield fence. Targos will head out to the outfield, or to the pitcher's mound to have a conversation with her pitcher. See a pretty sunset here tonight, not a cloud in the sky. George Kell would have called this a high sky. So Sykes, the batter, she had a single her first time up as she huddles with Barry Patterson as well as the 2 base runners. Sykes came into the game as a .500 hitter, and she added to that ever so slightly with a base hit in the first. She crushes this one into the outfield. The outfielder has trouble with it. 1 run scores. So a double as Spielman, I don't know if it was Spielman or Thompson that couldn't haul that in. We're going to call it a double. Give Sykes an RBI. Brody scores. Arnold advances to third as she had to wait to see what the result of the play would be, and Garden City has extended their lead to 4-1. I actually thought that was going to get between the outfielders, but it looked to me like Spielman caught up with it but couldn't handle it. So that'll bring up Ava Tank. She has 12 RBIs on the season, and there's 2 more out there for him as she wants them. And she looks at a strike on the outside corner. 4-1, Garden City on top, bottom 3 here at Lighted. Dan York, Omnidition Sports, GCTV. Third of 3 games we brought you here in the last couple of days. This one has popped up. Third baseman there puts it away. Cousineau with no trouble there, and that's the first out of the inning for the Cougars. That'll bring up Clendenning. She's 0 for 1 on the day. Clendenning, a .280 hitter coming into the game. Proudlock. And Clendenning looks at one on the outside corner. Strike 1. Clendenning, the starting catcher for Garden City. Both games yesterday also. Here's the pitch. Whoa, she ducks out of the way of that one. 1-1. Outfield playing very deep now, especially the left and the center fielders. There's a changeup for a strike. Clendenning was not looking for that, and she was frozen. So 1 ball and 2 strikes on Clendenning. Proudlock rocks and pitches. Just missed on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner on second base is Sykes. The runner on third base is Arnold. This one is fouled off at the plate. Clendenning was way ahead of that off-speed pitch. Barely got a piece of it, but enough to waste it. Two and two still on Clendenning. And Tonchik on deck. She had a home run back in the second. This one is ripped foul down the first base line over our spectators. Out of play. There you see some of the folks gathered for this one. Nice turnout. Not a lot of seating here at Lighted Field. Bring your own. This one is off the fist. Second baseman puts it away for the second out of the inning. Kendall, no trouble there. That'll bring up Antonchik. So Antonchik with his solo home run in the second inning. Antonchik batting a cool .600 coming into this one. She looks at a ball outside. 4-1, Garden City on top, bottom 3, Lighted Field. Garden City 8-6 coming into this one, 5-0 in the conference. This is a non-league game against the Western Lakes Livonia Churchill. As you see, his swing and a miss as Antonchik swung over the top of that one. You see the flag in the outfield. Kind of flip-flopping, but mostly left to right. In the dirt. No advance by the runners. As Targos keeps it close enough to the dish. And Tonchik steps out to check with third base coach and head coach of the Cougars, Barry Patterson. Here's the rock in the pitch. Ground ball, let's see. Shortstop couldn't get to it. Base hit. That's going to score 2 runs. And Garden City now with a 6-1 lead. And Tonchik with 3 RBIs tonight. Arnold scores, Sykes scores. Garden City's up 6-1. That'll bring up Kaylee Kroll. Kroll struck out her first time up. 4 runs scored for Garden City this inning. There's a strike right down the middle for Kroll. Kroll, a .348 hitter. There you see Jackie Antonchik at first base with 3 of Garden City's 6 RBIs. There's a strike called. Outfielders still playing deep. Infield back except for the third baseman who's even with the bag. This one is fouled off at first base. I guess the first baseman also even with the bag. There you see everybody parked down the street here on Hartel. Nobody wants to walk all the way from Douglas School. Up high. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Kaylee Kroll. Natalie Lynn, the leadoff hitter on deck. There you see the folks that did park. Okay, so there's no space left. That explains it. Thanks, Furby. Ground ball in between the hole at shortstop. She knocks it down, will not make a throw. Nice job by Badigan just to get there. She kept Antonchik from advancing to third base. And Garden City now with runners at first and second with 2 out. Natalie Lynn will come to the plate. Natalie Lynn 1 for 2 today. Garden City has batted around now. Dan's scorecard is about to be ruined. Here's the rock in the pitch. Swing and a miss by Natalie Lynn. Runner on second is Antonchik. The runner on first is Kroll. In the dirt. Runners will advance. Antonchik gets into third base. Kroll checks into second. Natalie Lynn last year, did you see a ground ball to third base? Across the infield. Is that a foul ball? I think so. I'm not sure what's going on. Scott Shaw going out to talk to the infield umpire. Let's see it again. Whoop. Or let's not. So the umpire is conferring as to whether that was a foul ball. And that was a foul ball indeed. So everybody will go back to where they were. Antonchik to third, Kroll to second base. Natalie Lynn last year is what I was about to say, a .536 hitter for the Cougars with a slugging percentage of .795. She had struggled until yesterday. This one is hit into the outfield, and the center fielder comes in, Thompson, and makes a nice play on the line drive. But Garden City comes up with 4 runs in the inning. 4 runs on 5 hits. There was 1 Charger error and 2 runners left on base. So Garden City now with a 6-1 lead over the Chargers. There you see Hall of Fame coach Barry Patterson, who has been here as the head coach of Garden City since 1987. He has won 20 league championships, whether they be the Northwest Suburban League or the Western Wayne Athletic Conference or the Old Mega Conference, 23 district championships, 14 regional championships. 6 times his teams have made it to the Final Four, and 1 state championship back in 2008. An amazing career for Coach Barry Patterson, who surpassed the 800 win mark last season. So easily the dean of Garden City coaches and easily the most successful of the Garden City coaches. So for Churchill, it'll be Targos, Kendall, and Badigan, 4, 5, and 6. Top of the 4th here at Garden City High School. This one is hit into the outfield deep and gone. Into the sunshine, Targos with the home run. And Churchill pulls within 4. 6-2 now. Targos just crushed the first pitch from Natalie Lynn. There you see it, the outfielders with no chance on that one. Cleared the fence pretty easily. And a solo home run now for both teams. So the left-handed Kendall at bat. Here is the rock and the pitch. And just missing on the outside corner was Lynn. Nice pitch. Not a strike, but really nice location. There's a line shot that the third baseman knocks down, picks it up across the infield. In time! Nice job by Mia Sykes to stick with that one. A hard hit line shot. She knocked it down. She didn't panic. And the junior made the play at first base. That'll bring up Badigan. There's a reason they wear that mask. Badigan, the right-hander with a double, her first time up in the second. Swing and a miss way early on the off-speed stuff. Garden City, 6 runs on 8 hits. Churchill, 1 run on 3 hits. And a strike right down the middle. So 1-2 on Badigan, the shortstop. Badigan with 16 RBIs this season. Popped up, foul, and out of play on the first base side. Only game in town tonight. Apparently that went off the TV production truck, which is parked behind the concession stand here at Garden City High School. As you see, the swing and a miss and the strikeout, which coincidentally is right next to my car because I forgot to move it. So that'll bring up Mia Cousino, the third baseman. Cousino 0 for 1. We've got about a half hour of daylight probably left here at Lighted Field. It's about 7:50. Daylight time. Off the fist. And a nice job by Antonchik. On the little looping liner, she comes across the infield, makes the catch, and the side is retired. So, for Churchill, 1 run on 1 hit, the home run by Targos. There were no Garden City errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning, Garden City with a 4-run lead, 6-2 over the Chargers for Garden City this inning. It'll be Ledishik, Brody, and Arnold watching Tonchik again on the little fister. And a great job to stick with it, not let it drop in. And for the Chargers, we've got a change. So Badigan will come in and pitch. And Proudlock will go to shortstop. So straight up switch. So Anna Badigan comes in to pitch now for the Churchill Chargers. So Proudlock pitches 3 complete. Gives up 6 runs on 8 hits. And her day is done. She'll hop over to shortstop. So Badigan will warm up for the Chargers. Take a little longer than they would normally in between innings. As you can see, the sunset coming over the scoreboards here at Garden City High School. So Badigan's warmed up. We're ready to go. So that'll bring up Ledishik, who's been on base twice, a single and a walk. Scored both times. Ledishik, a .324 hitter coming into the weekend, or coming into these last 3 games. Ledishik, Brody, and Arnold for Garden City. 2, 3, and 4. Cougars on top by a score of 6-2. Here's a fly ball foul on the first base side. 0-1 on Ledishik. You heard a O from everybody, so that either came close to my car or someone. Here's a ground ball in the hole. Shortstop comes up with it. Across the infield and not in time, so Proudlock moving to shortstop. Tested on the first batter. And an infield single for Ledishik. And that'll bring up Brody Brody with a single and a run scored. And there's a strike. 0-1. Garden City's bench making some noise. This one is ripped into the outfield. Right fielder comes in and makes the play. The runner will get back to first in time. So there's one out now here in the fourth. And that'll bring up Stephanie Arnold. Arnold with a fielder's choice, a double, a run scored. Stolen base, a little bit of everything tonight for Stephanie Arnold. And she looks at a strike. So Badigan, the new pitcher for the Chargers. Here's a ground ball. Third baseman can't come up with it. It'll make it into the outfield for a base hit. So Stephanie Arnold, 3 at-bats and on base 3 times. Ledishik will move to second. And it'll bring up Mia Sykes with a single and a double here tonight for Garden City. You see the sunset. Very nice. Very artistic, Furby. Here's one hit into the outfield. It's going to drop in for a base hit. One base at a time as Ledishik had to hold up to make sure the ball was going to drop. Arnold checks into second base. Sykes with her 3rd hit of the night. And that brings up Ava Tank. Ava Tank 0 for 2. 345 hitters she's due. She almost took one off the foot for an RBI. So I'm torn between, I'd like the sun to go down so I can actually see the game, but the temperature is probably going to drop about 10 degrees when it does, so not quite sure what I'm looking for. Be careful what you ask for, as they say. I believe it's 2-0. Scoreboard says 1-0, but I'm pretty sure it's 2-0. That one's in the dirt. According to Scott Shaw, it is 3-0. Badigan rocks and pitches. Strike on the inside corner. Tank taking all the way. Bases loaded with Cougars. Ledishik at third, Arnold at second, Sykes at first. There's a fly ball hit into the outfield, gloved by the right fielder. Tag at third base, the throw almost in time. Nice throw by Tucker. Megan Ledishik scores on the sacrifice fly. Let's watch it again. See, the outfielder made a nice play, planted her feet good. There you see the tag up by Ledishik, and the throw was almost in time, and a great slide by Ledishik. So Arnold advances to third. Sykes had to stay at first base with the ball right in front of her. And there's a swing and a miss by Katie Clendenning. Clendenning 0 for 2 tonight. Chance to bring home an RBI as Garden City now has a 7-2 lead. 5-run lead for the Cougars. Inside, runner goes uncontested. Sykes on second base. So 2 ducks on the pond for Clendenning. She looks at a strike on the inside corner. And Tonchik on deck. And Tonchik with a home run and a single tonight. Popped up. First baseman chasing. And made the catch. Nostrand got out of my eye line there for a minute. She fell down but made the catch and ended the inning for the Chargers. So Garden City only comes up with 1 run, a big opportunity there. 1 run on 3 hits for Garden City. 2 runners on base. They take a 7-2 lead into the 5th inning here at Garden City High School, and a nice catch by the first baseman for the Chargers on a foul ball near the fence in front of the Garden City dugout. So for Churchill, it'll be Spielman, Nostrand, and Tucker. 8-9-1 rather. 4. The Churchill Chargers, they try to get back into this one. They trail it by 5 runs and a score of 7-2. Garden City has made no changes in this game so far. The only change for Churchill is that the shortstop, Badigan, came in to pitch as Proudlock went from pitcher to shortstop. Natalie Lynn still on the hill for Garden City. She has 6 strikeouts in this one, adding to her total. She came into the game with 36, so she's up to 42 on the season. There is a large contingent out beyond the right field fence here at Garden City High School. Kids standing by the outfield fence watching the game. That'll bring up Spielman. You could hear the Velcro from my binoculars. About a dozen Garden City faithful out there watching the game beyond the fence. Here's the rock and the pitch. Ripped into the outfield. Drops in front of the right fielder, Tank, for a base hit. Tank probably made the right decision there, because if she commits and doesn't make the play, that ball might roll all the way to the wall. So that'll bring up Nostrand. She's 0 for 1. Barry Patterson wants 1 out for sure here. Doesn't necessarily have to be the lead runner. Big gap between the shortstop and the second baseman. Here's a ground ball. Gets into the outfield for a base hit. Quickly brought back into the infield. Nostrand safe at first. Spielman advances to second base. And Churchill kicking up their heels now with 2 on and nobody out. And that'll bring up Tucker. Tucker with a triple back in the third, and she scored. Pitch inside. Runner dances off second base Spielman, but she does not advance. Natalie Lynn on the mound. Here's the rock and the pitch. In the dirt. Clendenny does a nice job to keep it from getting past her. Cougars with a 5-run lead, top 5 here at Lighted. Swing and a miss at the off-speed pitch by Tucker. Makes it 2-1. Yes, you can probably see me in the center field shot trying to shield my eyes from the sun. Clendenning couldn't find the ball. Actually stuck in her mitt for a second. So Spielman advances to third. Nostrand advances to second. Now big scoring opportunity for the Chargers. Ground ball foul at home plate. Full count now. A strikeout here from Lynn would be very helpful. Lynn rubs the baseball, a softball on her leg. Rocks and pitches. Changeup barely fouled off by Tucker. Abe Vinitsky, the head coach at Churchill, followed up Steve Gentilia, who Garden City grad, sometimes color man here on Omnidition Sports. Here's the rock and the pitch. Grounded off, foul. So Lynn still working and Tucker keeping herself alive. See Coach Patterson on that bucket that he's famous for sitting on. Here's the rock and the pitch. That is fouled off. see our TV truck kind of tucked in behind. There's a ground ball to the shortstop. She'll take the one out. Garden City will give up the run. The runner will advance to third base. So the Cougars get an out. An RBI for Tucker. Spielman scores. Nostrand advances to third. And Garden City's lead now cut to 7-3. That brings up Emma Thompson. Thompson 0 for 1. She had an RBI and a ground out to the pitcher. Actually, a bunt. Here's the rock in the pitch. There's a strike out of the inside corner. It was that safety squeeze that Thompson laid down back in the third that allowed Tucker to score from third after Lynn looked her back. Squares the bunt, lays down a beauty. Lynn looks, flips to first. Play to the plate. Same thing happened again. How about that? Exact same play, different runner. So a sacrifice by Thompson. Drives in another run. There you see the bunt. And again, Lynn does what she has to. She checks the runner back. The only other choice is to not get any out there. So she gets the out at first base, and then the runner, Nostrand, hauls it home. 2 runs in the inning, and Churchill now pulls within 3, 7-4. This has been a very well-played softball game here at Lighted Field here tonight. But Emma Thompson twice with perfect bunts. The safety squeeze executed to perfection. And as soon as Lynn lets go of it with a rifle throw to first base, the runner takes off from third. But you can't really do anything about that. Either you look the runner back and give up the out, or you get the out and take your chances at home plate. So that's Proudlock at bat, the shortstop now. She's 1 for 2. She had a single back in the first. There's a swing and a miss. Proudlock strikes out her second time tonight, and Garden City gets out of it. So Churchill with 2 runs in the inning, 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no Garden City errors, nobody left on base. Garden City with a 4-run lead, 7-3. As you see, part of the gathering here at Garden City High School. The scoreboard has gone out, of course, as I was looking to that for the score right at that moment. There you see Brett George, the longest tenured cameraman with us here at Omnidition Sports and GCTV. He's on top of the dugout on the Churchill side. And my guess is the next shot is of Jared Balfour, who is on the first base side on the lift provided to us by Gary Carter. Our thanks to Jared for coming out. He was out here last night, too, in the cold, wearing the GCTV track jacket, by the way. Nice job. Oh, dear. I see live Zooms coming, and I cringe. All right, so it'll be Antonchik, Kroll, and Lynn. 8, 9, and 1 for the Cougars. As you see, the sun is almost down all the way here at Garden City High School, but very tough now to see from our position behind home plate. And again, it's got to be pretty tough for the catcher. The right-handed hitters probably have their back enough to the sun, but a left-handed hitter might have a little trouble. Here's the rock in the pitch. Pop foul, out of play on the first base side. Rock in the pitch. That's inside, or that's the inside corner for a strike. Batting it into pitch now for Churchill. She came in the last inning in relief of Proudlock. Fouled off right behind home plate. I believe it is 0-2. Scoreboard on the fritz here at Garden City High School like it was yesterday. So now we'll do our best to keep track. 7-4 is the score. That much we know. Here's one hit into the outfield deep and gone. Jackie Antonchek with her second home run of the evening. Her fourth RBI, her third hit. And Garden City back out to an 8-4 lead. Jackie Antonchek goes to right center field. Her fourth home run of the season. Let's see it. Boy, that was a pretty swing, almost like a golf swing. The outfielders didn't even waste any time watching. Antonchek just crushed that one. That's Miguel Cabrera power right there going to right center field. So Antonchek, who came into the game batting .600, has 4 RBIs tonight out of the 8 spot. Nice job, by the way, by our crew on the coverage of that home run. Abe Vinitsky out to the rubber to have a conversation with his coach or his players. So a sub now for Garden City comes into the game. So Gracie Menard will come in and hit for Kaylee Kroll. We'll see if Gracie stays in the game. Gracie did not play in the first game last night, but she did play in the second game and hit 4 bullets. I think she ended up with 2 hits. But boy, did she crush the ball last night. She had 3 hits. And the one out was a line shot at the pitcher. The ball really caught the pitcher, not the pitcher catching the ball. Gracie fouls that one away, but she swings hard and hits the ball hard. So Gracie Menard batting. For Kroll, they do have re-entry in high school softball, so it's possible you could see Kroll go back into the outfield for Garden City. And they're looking for a softball at this point. I'm guessing the gaggle of kids in right field came up with that home run ball. Here's the pitch. Ball high and outside on Menard. Gracie, the daughter of former councilperson Kelly Kerwin. In the words of Steve Martin, personal friend of mine. So 2-1 now on Menard. There you see. Kids hanging out on a Thursday night, and another hard hit ball into the outfield. So Menard with a base hit. Garden City with their hitting shoes on here in the 5th. That'll bring up Natalie Lynn. So Kroll will come back in and run for Gracie Menard. So Gracie does her job with a line shot single into right field. Kroll will run for her, and that'll bring up Natalie Lynn. Natalie 1 for 3. Down low. Batting and on the mound for Churchill. And I know it's not a mound. Hard habit to break. There's a strike called. No elevation on a softball field. Just a drawn circle to represent the mound area. Here's a fly ball hit into the outfield. The center fielder has a beat on it. Thompson, she puts it away. Flips it back into the infield. That's the first out of the inning for Garden City, as Lynn now is 1 for 4. So that'll bring up Ledishik. Ledishik has been on base 3 times, scored 3 times, has 2 singles and a walk. Adding to that .324 batting average she came into the 3-game homestand with. And there's a strike called from Badigan. By the way, thanks to both Barry Patterson and Abe Vinitsky. We don't normally get this much cooperation when we do high school games. There's a ground ball to the shortstop. flip over to second for one. They'll get the force out along with the Jeff Proudlock, the dad/coach from Churchill that helped put together the stats for us. But normally we're not able to get lineups and stats and everything, and especially not in advance. But thanks to both, Barry Patterson keeps meticulous records. As you see, the throw down to second base is not in time. So Ledishik was 2 outs, is at second base. This is Brody, the left-hander. But thanks to everybody for their cooperation and helping us with stats. And again, thanks to the crew, as you see, that one fouled away, who came out and helped us to be able to put together these 3 games in 2 days. Yesterday was just brutal. Tonight is pretty nice. Problem with us when we do softball is we just keep putting more equipment out. Eventually, you got to pick it all up and take it back. There's a ball up high. Glad you're joining us either on GCTV on cable or on YouTube at GCTV HD or on the City of Garden City, Michigan Facebook page. We, by the fall, anticipate we'll be able to live stream everything in real time after the school district finishes some fiber installation that we're going to take advantage of. We want to thank them also for their cooperation and help in getting some technology out here for us, both at football and here. As you look at strike 3 on Skylar Brody, but Garden City comes up with another run. 1 run on the home run by Antonchik. 2 hits for the Cougars, 1 runner left on base. Garden City now with an 8-3, check it, 8-4 lead over Churchill. So for Abe Vinitsky's Chargers, it'll be Targos, Kendall, and Badigan, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, as Churchill tries to catch up to Garden City. Hey, our thanks to Jim Neve, Sharon Giangrande, and all of our friends at Incorporate Graphics, located down the street from Garden City High School. Check out their website, incorporategraphics.com. That's incorporategraphics.com. That nice zip-up track jacket, there you see it, that Jared is wearing there. That is courtesy of the folks over at Incorporate with our new GCTV logo. So check them out, incorporategraphics.com. They have all of your apparel needs, whether it be screen printing, embroidery, sublimation, or more, available at Incorporate Graphics. Targos, the batter. Targos with the home run in the 4th. And this one is ripped down the line to third base. Amia Sykes comes up with it. Sure-handed Amia Sykes at third base. And there's quickly 1 up and 1 away, just like that. It'll bring up Sidney Kendall. Kendall 0 for 2. Garden City up 8-4. We're in the top of the 6th. It's a little confusing yesterday in that second game because Garden City was the away team here at home, because it was a makeup, as you see the swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. It was the makeup of the rainout between Garden City and Crestwood on Monday. And Spielman, or Kendall rather, sorry about that. Kendall swings and misses. Kendall, a .520 hitter coming into this one. Looks it went up high. Lynn tried to get her to chase. Here's the rock and the pitch. Changeup just missed. So Natalie Lynn looking for the strikeout here with 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fouled off. Here you see the sun barely peeking over. Kind of at that spot where the lights haven't kicked in yet. There's a strike 3 on Kendall. And then I'll bring up Badigan. Lynn set her up nice for that. There's a strike on the off-speed pitch. Badigan 1 for 2. Had a double in the second. Grounds that one foul. Rock and the pitch, 0-2. Just missed outside, good idea. Tried to get her to chase. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Badigan. Cousineau on deck. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. And 2 strikeouts in the inning for Natalie Lynn. And she shuts down Churchill in the 6th inning, 8-4. Cougars on top as Garden City bats in the bottom of the 6th. So Garden City with 8 runs in this one. Got to count the hits. Looks like 8 runs on 12 hits if I've got it right on my sheet. So big offensive game for Garden City against a pretty good Livonia Churchill school. It's really hard to gauge when the Cougars played Crestwood yesterday. Garden City has shut out all of their opponents in their 5-0 record in the conference. There you see Zach King. Apparently trying to sneak up on us. Looks more like a blue cousin It, but anyways. So Stephanie Arnold leads off the bottom of the 6th inning. That's pretty funny. There's a strike called. Arnold looks at strike 2. So Garden City with a 4-run lead. That one is fouled down the third base line. Just common household goods you can find around your house that you can use to block yourself from Omnidition Sports and GCTV. Oh, goodness. Sykes on deck. Here's the pitch. Rip foul down the third base line. 2 hits and a run scored for Stephanie Arnold tonight. Here's the rock and the pitch. Boy, oh my goodness. That just hit the top of the fence. As you see some folks gathered down there. That was kind of dangerous. At least nobody's on their cell phones like the Tiger game. Rocking the pitch. Arnold looks at one up high. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Stephanie Arnold. There you see the center fielder shaded slightly to left, but everybody's deep. This one is ripped down the line again, foul. So Stephanie Arnold putting on a clinic of foul balls. Barry Patterson says hit away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. She's the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 6th, and she rips another one foul. As the catcher, Targos, is looking for a ball to throw in play. This one might be coming right in. It does. They'll throw it into the left fielder and get it into the infield. It's not like Major League Baseball where they throw every baseball out just because it got touched. These get used until the cover falls off. Off-speed pitch. Nice idea by Badigan. After Arnold had ripped about 6 pitches in a row foul, she threw the off-speed stuff. There's a ground ball fouled on the third baseline. At least this one, though, stays in the field. The only substitutions or the only changes in this game is Badigan has come into pitch. Proudlock went into play short. As you see, this one ripped fouled on the third base line, and then Gracie Menard, nice catch by one of the dads. Gracie Menard came in, had a pinch hit single, and said, thanks, I'll go back to the bench. And Kaylee Kroll went back to the outfield. Popped up. Shortstop, center fielder, and neither one of them can make the play. So Stephanie Arnold, after ripping foul ball after foul ball, ends up on first base with a bloop single. Let's watch it again. It was kind of in no man's land. The second baseman, or the shortstop, Proudlock, goes back, and the center fielder, Thompson, got a bad jump. So a runner on first base. That one is off the glove of the catcher, Targos, and Arnold will advance to second base. So Amia Sykes with 2 singles, a double, 1 run scored for Garden City, as the Cougars lead by 4, 8-4. That's fouled off right at home plate. I don't know if it's an illusion, but it looks like beyond the outfield fence, it's almost a little foggy. Here's the pitch. There's a strike. You see beyond the outfield fence, it just looks a little different color. Here's the pitch, inside. Supposed to be pretty cold again tonight, and temperatures near 60 degrees for the next couple of days. At least a little closer to average for the end of April. Ground ball foul. GCYA opening day coming up on May 7th at Moeller Field. Hopefully it'll be a nice day for that. 10:30 for the ceremony. Make sure you come out and check it out. And check out GardenCityCougars.com for all of the upcoming games for Garden City softball, baseball, track, soccer, everything else. Getting into the nice part of the schedule where it's actually warm enough to come out and see the Cougars play. Badigan, 3-2 pitch. Over the third baseman for a base hit. Sykes has 4 hits. She'll stop at first base. Arnold will check into third. And Ava Tank with a chance to give Garden City a bigger lead than 8-4. So Amia Sykes, who wasn't here yesterday, with 4 hits. See if I remember the signs. Okay, that's what I thought. And Sykes steals second base. Tank looks at the ball. Thought it was the steal side, but it's been a long time. And Barry Patterson wants to come in and talk to Ava Tank. He is right fielder. Tank with a sacrifice RBI in the 4th. Here you see the wind has shifted around a little bit now. And the wind is blowing out of the east now. There's one on the outside. Didn't expect that, to be honest with you, said the weather dork doing the game on television. Ground ball foul. An 8-run explosion for the Cougars. There's you see a shot from Furby deep in center field. And you see the ball inside on Ava Tank, so a full count. Runner at third base is Stephanie Arnold. Badigan in the dirt. Ball 4. Bases are loaded for Garden City. Tank with a walk. Arnold's at third. Sykes is at second. That brings up Clendenning. Katie Clendenning, 0 for 3, a 280 hitter, so she is due. She looks at the ball up high. Badigan scuffles around at the mound. Down low. Now having a little trouble finding the plate. Bases juiced with Cougars. Clendenning looks at ball 3. I suspect she will be taking. And she takes a walk, an RBI walk for Clendenning. That'll bring home Arnold. That'll put Sykes at third, Tank at second. And Garden City increases their lead to 9-4. That brings up Jackie Antonchik as the catcher Targos will go out and talk to Badigan, give her a little bit of a break. Bases loaded for Jackie Antonchik, who has 2 home runs for the Cougars today. 2 home runs and a single. She has 4 RBIs. She looks at a ball down low. 5-run lead for Garden City. Rocking the pitch. Ripped through the box for a base hit. 2 runs will score, Antonchik. No, 1 run will score as Barry Patterson holds Tank at third base. Thought he was going to send her, but another RBI for Antonchik. She has 5 RBIs on the day. Tank's at third, Clendenning at second. And the batter will be Kroll. And she looks at a strike knee high. Menard batted in this spot last inning. So bases loaded with Cougars. Still nobody out, but 2 strikes now on Kroll. The 0-2 pitch coming. Ground ball, second baseman flips it to first base. The run will score. An RBI ground out for Kroll, and Garden City increases their lead. 3 runs in this inning for Garden City. They lead 11-4. And that'll bring up Natalie Lynn. So Clendenning goes to third. Antonchik is on second base. And there's a rip right into the mitt. Again, talk about the ball caught the pitcher. As Natalie Lynn just the glove of Badigan. What a rocket by Lynn. And that'll bring up Ladishik. Two out. This one is hit deep into left field, but the left fielder is there to put it away. And the side is retired, but not before Garden City picks up 3 more runs. They lead at 11-4. We're going to take a break. We'll come back with Churchill's bat at the top of the 7th here at Lighted Field. This is Omni Edition Sports. You're watching GCTV. Top 7 here at Garden City High School as they try to wrap this one up against Churchill. They have a 7-run lead, 11-4. The Cougars on top of the Chargers. It'll be Cousineau, Spielman, and Nostrant. The 7, 8, and 9 hitters for Churchill against Natalie Lynn, who has gone the distance for Garden City. She has, let's count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 strikeouts on the day for Lynn. And there's one that just misses up high, ball 1. We haven't thanked everybody here tonight. Let's try to catch up with the folks that you haven't seen so far, other than Zach King, Jared Balfour, and Brett George. As you see the swing and the miss there. In the truck tonight, Emily Faricello, Rhiannon Flores, Zach Witt, Brecken Milner, and our producer-director, Christian Gibbons. Did I miss anybody? No, I got everybody. There you go. Swing and a miss. Oh, and our thanks to Emily Gibbons for coming out and shooting some stills of our crew tonight. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the rock and the pitch. This one is hit into the outfield for a base hit. So a 7th inning single for Mia Cousineau, her first hit of the night. And that'll bring up Jodie Spielman. Spielman is 1 for 2 as Barry Patterson takes responsibility for that base hit, saying he should have called for a pitch that was a little more outside. So Spielman will bat. There's a ground ball back to the pitcher. We'll get 1 here. Lynn takes her time, and there's 1 away. So that'll bring up Nostrant. She's 1 for 2 tonight as Cousineau advances to second base. So we've got 1 away here in the top of the 7th. Ripped foul. Nostrant way ahead of that one. She scored a run back in the 5th. Runner on second base is Cousineau. Change up for a strike, 0-2. Nice pitch by Natalie Lynn. And a swing and a miss on a high strike. 10 strikeouts now for Lynn. There's 2 away, and that brings up Tucker. Tucker is 1 for 3 with a triple and a run scored back in the 3rd. Natalie Lynn looking to put this away for the Cougars. Here's the rock and the pitch. Rip fouled on the first base line. So Garden City had a doubleheader scheduled against Dearborn for this weekend, but that one has been canceled because the Pioneers need to make up some league games. Here's the rock and the pitch. And there's a strike. 0-2 now on Tucker. Natalie Lynn trying to put this one away for the Cougars. Garden City leads at 11-4. Runner on second base is Cousineau. Here's the rock and the pitch from Natalie Lynn. Ground ball back to Lynn. Easy play. Flips it to first. And Garden City comes away with an 11-4 win here today at home, raising their record to 9-6 on the season. The Chargers fall to 6-6 on the season, but an impressive victory for Garden City. Nice to see them play some competition that is a little closer to where they play, and a good effort by the Chargers here today, but Natalie Lynn had a great effort on the mound with 10 strikeouts against Abe Vinitsky and his Livonia Charger team. So Livonia Churchill Chargers. So that is going to wrap it up from Lighted Field here in Garden City. Again, I want to thank all of the volunteers that have worked for us for the last couple of days with 3 games in 2 days, the doubleheader against Churchill and our game tonight against the Chargers. So that is going to wrap it up from Garden City. Again, the final score, the Cougars 11, Churchill 4. Thanks for watching, and good night, everybody.